Testing, testing. All right, good afternoon, everyone. We have a full house. The buzz is out, huh? Hi. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to our monthly campus updates here. I'm going to have Bill. He wants to just speak real briefly about the Employee Appreciation Fund, and then we'll get started with the real fund. How about that? Okay?
Thank you. EAF briefly. Just a joke. For the people who might have moved in since we've last talked about this, we haven't published anything for a while, a couple of months. The Employee Appreciation Fund, owned by and donated to by the residents of Aston Gardens for the hourly employees. We have a year of collections of donations that runs through the end of October. And that means that come Saturday, we'll be in the last 3 months of that collection year. Most people wait to make whatever donation they're going to at that point in time, because they're getting 10% interest somewhere. Hopefully. But I just want to remind people that they should give what they can afford, combined with what they think should be given by them, and that's the important thing. I would say that there's an average of $500 a person a year, which is less than $2 a day that you'd pay if you went to have breakfast somewhere, as a tip. So be as generous as your wallet and your mind will allow you to be, and everything will be good once again. Thanks very much. In November, we will give out the funds. And again, for anyone who doesn't know it, there's a collection box that's locked right outside the library, sometimes known as the media center. Have a nice afternoon.
Happy birthday, Bill.
Happy birthday.
Oh, yes, I'm 82 today. And, a lot of people have seen me, no, a lot of people have seen me sitting outside smoking a cigar. And a lot of people have said to me, "You're in your 80s. Why are you doing smoking cigars?" I said, "Because nobody else in my family lived out of their 70s." And I'm already marking new ground for the family. The only people that disagree are my children, grandchildren, and my nieces and nephews. Have a good time. Go for a drink after.
Thank you, Bill. Happy birthday. We'll sing later. Okay, we're trying to get this going. We brought Jennifer's laptop in because I built a fabulous presentation and I want to be able to see it, have you guys see it. But while she's working on it, I just wanted to remind everybody that we are having our next campus updates on August the 28th at 3 p.m. There we go. And we will be recording this and replaying this. And so please make sure you mark it on your calendar. We'll share important updates. And if there's any questions after those updates, you're welcome to, I'll be here and, we can talk individually. We can schedule appointments with any of the leadership team members. We're here to have meetings one-on-one.
Introduce yourself, please. Introduce yourself.
Oh, 2025. Well, that's me. My mistake. Updated wrong. I'm still in 25. But I am Allie. I'm the executive director, and I am next door to Mary Beth's office and next door to the front desk there in the clubhouse. So my name is Allie. Okay. All right. We're gonna get started. I did want to just say a few things here. We've had a pretty heavy few weeks here with some folks that, were our neighbors and our friends that we've lost kind of suddenly that we didn't expect. And I just wanted to send our condolences to those families and our hearts go out to them, as well as we've also had some residents that have had some recent health issues and health diagnoses that were unexpected. And so we just want to recognize that and know that we all face different things every day. We don't know what tomorrow brings, but that we are here, and I'm glad that we have an Aston Gardens family that is here to support each other and help each other in those difficult times. And so I just wanted to bring mention to that. And to remind those that are going through those challenging times and those challenging days that you're incredibly strong for facing each day even when it feels tough. You overcome challenges before and you have the strength to overcome them again. And keep holding on and remember to take one step at a time. And if there's ever anything we can do from the leadership standpoint, you're having some challenges, let us know. We have some avenues and resources and we're able to help you. Okay? All right. With that being said, we have had some changes in the resident council. So we are going to be needing some volunteers to represent for Building 3 and Building 7. We will ask that anyone that's interested to please let us know, and also you can be nominated. We need a representative from Building 3 and 7. We'll be taking nominees through Friday, August 7th. You can email Mary Beth or you can let her know in person. And details on the election process will follow. Okay? And just for those that may not know and be aware of what that resident council is, we have a member from each building, a chairman from each building that represents And if there's any questions, concerns, feedback you want to provide, we do have resident council mailboxes in each of the lobbies of the building that you can drop information into, and your leader, your chairman of each building receives those, brings them to the meeting so that we can discuss them. I'm there in the meeting, along with sometimes we have different leaders at the meeting. And it's there for us to get together, discuss how we can make positive changes for the campus, or if there's any updates, anything of that nature. We work together to address the opportunities proactively. Okay, so right now, we are asking for some nominees for Building 3 and Building 7. And I did want to share some good news and an update. I'm not sure many are aware, but we did just go through our biannual survey in our assisted living and memory care, and we were deficiency free. So that's a big undertaking. There's a lot of regulations, a lot of things that we manage and do, and it's a very big honor when we hear that from our inspectors and surveyors. So I wanted to share that good news, and a shout out to the team and all that they do to take care of our residents in our assisted living and memory care. And we have some new folks that have joined our Aston Gardens family along with our residents. We have some new team members. Some of you may have seen Linda. She's our newest sales director to join the team. She's there on the other side of me. We had our scavenger hunt that we're also doing monthly for our new residents that move in to get to know the campus better. So please, if you see Linda, please welcome her. Also, I think many of you have met Malik. He's our new fitness coordinator. So he's assisting us Monday through Wednesday with live classes, and then he's in the gym Thursday and Friday for some personal training. So please make sure you say hello to him. And then we also have the Bone Builders here every Friday, and we're looking into the Silver Sneakers program as well. So more to come on that, but we're very excited to have Malik and no more of cardio glue with Allie, right? We don't sweat, we glow. I told Malik he still has to make sure y'all are glowing. Okay? All right, and then I think a lot of you remember Jenny that's been here before. She came back to us full time. So we're excited to have her back with us, helping Katie and Kevin and with the culinary team. And then some of you have got to meet Missy. Missy's here as our new business office director. So we're excited to have her here. She's still undergoing some training, but she's catching on and learning the systems, but there are many systems to be learned, so but we're grateful that Missy's here with us. And look at that beautiful group of ladies there from the leadership team. All right. And just as a little more into this, we've had added on 7 new clinical team members, 4 additional cooks, 6 new servers, 2 new housekeepers, and 1 maintenance assistant. I think some of you maybe have met Erin already, but we're excited to have all the additional team members here to support us. And I think some of you, or most of you, have been made aware that Jennifer, our celebrations director, is going to be stepping down to part-time so she can focus on some personal family things that are important to her, and we understand that completely. She is going to be helping us out until we can find a full-time person. She is going to be here working with us part-time. Also, Mandy will still be here covering our weekends as well as helping us with bingo through the week. And for those of you that may not know, Alicia, she was our coordinator that assisted us in assisted living, kind of back and forth. She resigned, taking a position in her field with her education, so unfortunately can't blame her for that, but we're going to miss her and wish her the best. So we're currently recruiting for the celebrations department, but wanted to make you aware of some of those changes. What about our carnival we had? That was pretty fun. I'm telling you, we had the best fortune teller and tarot cards, and I didn't get my future read. I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but it was a lot of fun. And we celebrated Dad's old-fashioned Spirit Week. Even went to a ball game. I got to give it to those that went to the ball game with it being so hot and humid. But y'all did it. All right, and then we had a great Friday brunch with breakfast at Tiffany's. I heard wonderful things about that. It was really nice. So thank you for all that participated. I did want to just bring this to your attention. Jennifer asked me to just remind everybody to be considerate of your fellow residents here. So this is an example of our ice cream social that we had. We had 24 spots for capacity. We had 39 sign up. We only had 17 attend. It's hard to kind of plan and prepare, you know. So this is one of many examples that we have, but I wanted to bring it to your attention so that you can help us. If you're not sure, don't sign up. If you are sure, sign up. If something happens, we know things happen, appointments called, doctors can get you in sooner, those type things, we understand. But please mark your name out so that we can let the wait list folks know, hey, we got a spot open, right? It's just being kind and courteous of others, okay? But I wanted to, I didn't call out who attended and who didn't. I just put it up there so y'all would know. But we hope that we can plan a little better for things and have your help with that, okay? All right, and that especially goes for the outings because we really plan on those outings with the drivers and how many's going. And if you can't make it, please let us know because we have others that want to go. Okay, I mean, this was an inside event, but those outside events are even more important to make sure you communicate and let us know if something changes and you can't go. Okay? All right. Now, on to the news. Extra, extra. Hear all about it. I've heard so much. But I want to first remind you that these decisions aren't something that Allie just comes up with out of the blue because she wants to make her life more miserable. No. Nor do I want to make your life miserable. But we do have to talk about some things, and sometimes they're not going to always be what you want to hear. But in the long run, you'll see. And I also want to remind everybody, before we place judgment on some of the things that come our way, to hear the whole presentation. Because we tend to focus on the negative, and there's a lot more positive that I have to present than the negative. Okay, so I want your help in sticking with me through the presentation. Okay? And please don't shoot the messenger. I'm the messenger. Okay? Well, I'm glad. So, first and foremost, I would like to say that Allie did not know when she signed up to become the executive director of Aston Gardens that all this would happen, including change of ownership. I had planned my vacation, I had planned a family reunion, and then boom, change of ownership happens too. So here I am trying to get all this done and then be out of town, and it just kind of all worked out. And it was all kind of, I was here and then I was there, and then I had to go to a business meeting and a conference, and so I've been kind of all over the place. But I'm here now, I got through all that, so that's good. But I didn't know this was going to happen either. But we know business is business. I know some other competition in town just went through a major change in ownership too, so I know we're not the only ones, and it is business. And this isn't the first time Kane bought us and sold us, and who knows, they might buy us back again. They've done it once before, so we don't know. But what I can say is we will get through the change because we've gone through the change. That's a perfect example, right? Okay, I was just putting that on there as kind of a little joke, but it is true. So many of you have already received the breakfast guidelines, so we're going to just speak to that briefly, and I'm going to have Kevin come up to support me because, Kevin is newer, and he's had many observations. He is skilled in his experience, and he has witnessed and observed and seen a lot too, so he's going to also help me with this presentation regarding the culinary changes. But I want to just bring attention to the breakfast. So, last year I had to kind of remind everyone that but we weren't the Aldis and the Publix because it was getting really out of hand with folks coming to breakfast and everybody bringing their containers, everybody bringing their bags, and everybody going shopping. And that's not what our breakfast is intended to be. But it got out of hand again really bad, and Kevin coming in as a newcomer, I hadn't shared anything with him. He needed to get him wrap his arms around culinary and see what was really going on. And he was very concerned too, because we would order a case or two of bananas and they would be gone in how long? How many days, Kevin?
Not even 2 days. Mainly get them in the morning, and by maybe early or late the next morning, they'd be gone.
And oranges, the same way.
Going through probably 6 to 7 cases a week.
And that's just the fruit. And the eggs, the fruit, it was really getting out of hand. And we had residents come to us and they were expressing concern too, because, this is affecting budgets, this is affecting a lot of things, and we need to get a handle on it. So, as part of this change in ownership, what happens when you are going to buy a business or buy a home or buy anything? You're going to look into things, right? You're going to dig in. You're going to find out what's going on. And that's what our ownership group did, as they should. They wanted to dig and see how each of the Aston Gardens, what they're doing, what their operations is like. They're looking and digging. And they learned that we are really out of control with our breakfast, which we knew. And as leadership, we had to look at making some changes. And in speaking to the other Aston Gardens and how they manage and how they operate, this is how they operate. So this isn't something that Allie and Kevin came up with all on their own. This is an Aston Gardens operation that we haven't been following. So I had to make some changes and help us follow it so that we can help everyone. Okay, so it is dine-in only, and you're welcome to come. You're welcome. It's kind of like the buffet. When we had the buffets, and I had to put a stop to the buffets because the same thing was happening on the buffets. It became everybody was coming and taking, and then we were running out of things. It's a buffet, so it's same principle. I just had not put it in place. So now we're putting it in place. But the presentation is nicer. We've changed the way we're serving. Do you want to speak to any of that, Kevin?
Yeah, when I first saw everything, I was really kind of shocked as a chef, as somebody that's worked in fine dining and somebody that did catering for many years. Walking by the breakfast setup that you guys were getting really kind of hit me hard. And I kind of took it upon myself to really focus on that and make some changes to it. There's still more changes to come. I'm just kind of working with what we've got. A lot of our equipment is outdated. A lot of the items that we normally use are mismatched. But, moving forward, we're hoping that some of these changes that we make will allow those budgets to open back up to get you guys the new modern equipment, the better look, and the better style. The food that was going out was honestly just uncontrolled. The staff had really never been given the guidance on how to properly do this. You think it's just a buffet, but at the end of the day, the amount of food that was flowing out of there was concerning. The setup, the cleanliness, the sanitation, the way we were serving, everything was just misaligned from what we want to be as a club. We want to be more towards that higher end of service, more towards the Naples Grand, more towards the Bentley Villages, and really the whole Naples itself look. There are other areas out there where it's more of cafeteria eating, where it's more of you're just getting whatever they put out there at the cheapest budget possible. But here we're really trying to make it a little more upscale. So I did take what we've got and I upped it a little bit to the best that I could with the equipment we have, with the products that we have, and with the budgets that we currently have. Again, we're not trying to take anything away from anybody. We're trying to control a little bit more to be able to put that money back into use in other places. We want better food when it comes to Friday and Saturdays. We want more theme nights. Well, the amount of money that was coming out of breakfast alone was enough to really see a lot of things getting away from us very fast. And week after week, it was happening and happening so much that it was almost like an emergency change that we had to do. So, changing the breakfast around, giving more portion control. At the end of the day, we want you guys to be able to have the things you have, but enjoy a nice dining. And the whole idea of the clubhouse is to come together, come down to breakfast, meet your neighbors, talk to people. And what we were getting was people coming down with shopping bags, Tupperware, double-handed, electric carts full in the basket, just taking off. And we were losing that aspect of meet your neighbors, come to breakfast, enjoy your time. And we understand that sometimes people have sicknesses and sometimes people are going through medical illnesses and, maybe people are just tired that day. We really want to make as much as we can for the people that do come down, and we hope that by changing the setup, changing the way that we do things, we can bring those people back. We can save a little bit of money and tie that back onto other areas that you guys are looking to improve as well.
So some things that we'll be continuing, thank you, Kevin, is we're going to continue to rotate the always available. Again, I think we're still around the 24 total entree options and things available that we offer, plus the tavern menu. That'll keep rotating monthly. We'll have our featured daily specials, the extra composed dishes on the always available, so none of that's changing, okay? So plenty of options that we're still rotating. So part of the change in ownership, one of the things is that we reviewed the contract, the residency agreements. And what we learned is that the next few slides I'm going to show you went into effect in 2022. Okay? 2022. So, first being, speaking of dining services, the meals are prepared. There's no assigned seats in the dining room. We respect everyone's preferences as best we can, and we reserve the right to require a change in seating if needed to avoid conflict and such, okay? But in 2022, and it even says here, down at the bottom, you can see, okay, guest meals. Visitors may dine as your guest in the dining room for additional charge. The last sentence, guest meals are billed to you as an additional charge, and the cost of guest meals are provided on your menus. 22. Oops. Visitors, same language in the 22 contract. Visitors are welcome and encouraged to visit anytime. Talks about the stay, then it talks about that we will again, guest meals may be purchased for the fee shown in addendum A, which is next on the next slide. And these are the fees. Okay? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And this has been the fees since 22. Okay? So, these things were something that actually Kane and Discovery did back in 22. They just never came to fruition at Pelican Marsh. Okay? The dining plan includes continental breakfast and one lunch or one dinner option a day. That's what the meal plan includes. Okay? Meal credit program was something that was here years ago. I found it in the older contract. Okay? But in 22, that language fell off. And I don't know if it fell off before 22, but 22 is the last I found and the last that that's currently the contract we're still using, okay? But the meal credit program was eliminated in 22. But again, it never came to fruition in Pelican Marsh. The ED sitting in this seat, whoever that was, I don't know. The sales team, there was no direction given to make that change. So Allie comes on board. And this is the last thing on Allie's plate, right? Because there was a lot going on when I came. And so I wasn't even aware that this was something that had changed prior to me coming. So effective September 1st, these are some of the changes that are going to be coming to Aston Gardens, okay, at Pelican Marsh. Also, just so you know, this is also Aston Gardens portfolio. This is not just Pelican Marsh. This is what the other communities are already doing. There is no meal credit at the other communities. This is your meal option is one meal a day. You choose lunch or dinner plus your breakfast. Okay? And just so everybody knows, everything that I'm presenting today, you're going to have in your cubby when you leave. So please go check your cubby. I wrote a letter. It spells everything out, so you will have it, and that is your notice, September 1st, okay? That's your official notice. It's over 30 days notice of the changes that are coming, okay? You can still have additional meals if you choose, but it would be at the cost with the fee schedule. That's in the letter as well, okay? Entrees include your choice of soup or salad, one selection per meal. It's not both, it's one or the other. If you want additional side dishes, if you want, you can add that on. Take home, here's the other thing with the take homes. I can't tell you how many cases of to-go take homes we hand out at meals. Oh, I want my salad here, but I want my soup to go. Oh, I want my dessert to go. And then we go to clear the table, and those to-go containers are sitting on the table because then you decided you wanted to eat it at the table, right? But we're going through a lot of containers, a lot of
Pretty much a lot of disposables.
disposables. Yes, that's the word. Thank you. So, if you want to, we're encouraging you to bring your own containers. If you want to take your leftovers home, you're welcome to do so. You're welcome to bring your own containers. If you choose to use a disposable, there will be an additional fee, as well as guest meals and holiday meals, as stated in the agreement from 2022. The guest meals and holiday meals will be charged according to the schedule fee. So back to the visitors and the guest meals. Guest meals are billed as an additional charge. Okay? Visitors. The last sentence here, guest meals may be purchased, well, next to the last sentence, may be purchased for the fee and billed as an additional charge. That's in the contract from 22. Okay, that is what we are following beginning September 1st. Okay? So in hindsight, you could say, gee, thank you, ED from 22 for never changing this, because we've been fortunate to have all of these things for several years now. Because a lot of the other AGs changed back then to follow the contract. So I wanted to just bring that attention there and then share, you know, a lot of people like to focus on the negative. But I wanna talk about operations for a moment. There are many more things that we want to do, and this is going to help us be able to do that. We already have brought in another vendor, well actually two new vendors to talk to, because our end game is to bring on fresher things. We have a fresh fish market that we've just spoken to, trying to get ideas of what that cost looks like so we can do some more things with them. We just had a new vendor related to desserts and pastries and different things that we're trying to look into for breakfast, to change up breakfast. We're able to have a little more avenue and flexibility with some things and focus on menu planning when we have more control of portions, what's going out, how much is going out, and being more thoughtful about the process that we've been running and how we've been operating. Waste reduction has still been a big issue. And then I know that Kevin is really working hard on portion control. Absolutely. And we hear the feedback. 4 people at a table, all order the same thing, but different portions come out on each plate. We know, and we are absolutely working on that. And Kevin has been purchasing different items to help with that portion control, to teach the team on what that needs to look like, help with the presentation. Also with production, you know, towards the end of the month with these meal credits, you guys come down hot and heavy. You're wanting to order your extra meals, and then what happens? We run out of food for the next group, and then they get mad at us because we don't have enough food because we're all using our meal credits at the end of the cycle to make sure we capture our credits. And it backs up the kitchen. Your wait times are off the chain because everybody's ordering all this extra stuff, right? It's not operationally effective. And we've been struggling with it for a while. And if we can get things back on track and have a little more control with that process, we can work on these improvements and work on adding different vendors and new options. So next up is something else that also from 22, again, this is 22. We want to really help each other with having our campus cohesive. And one of the ways that we do that is manage the decorations. Okay, primarily the exterior. And some of you have done a great job. You like to decorate the outside of the entrances of each of the buildings. You really get into it and get creative. And I love that. I love the creativity. But not all buildings are doing it. It's not all the same. It's not cohesive. Some people dislike it. Some like it. There's a lot of opinions about it. And with our change in ownership, they want to keep a cohesive look. So the major holidays, we as a community will help decorate. But otherwise, we will not have decorations, and we will be following our contract. So the exteriors, the poles, the decorating, it'll be major holidays only, and we will keep a cohesive look for the campus. Okay? I've already had to do this once since I've been here with the corridors because we had some complaints with the fire department and such in some of the buildings. So we already went through and did that last year, and kind of got the corridors, and I need to do another walk and pay attention to that to make sure that we haven't put anything out since I've walked of late. But we do have to keep the corridors clear for the fire department, for them to be able to get the things in and out that they need to, and that's one of the reasons we're asking also for your help with this. But again, this has been in contract since 22. It's just never been implemented. Okay? So to help maintain the consistency of appearance and atmosphere of our community, we ask for the decorations not to be placed outside of the apartment building entrances. And again, like I said, we will decorate major holidays. So for anybody, any building that does have decorations out right now, come September 1st, I need your assistance with making sure that's removed and taken down to be in compliance with our request, okay? All right, so that's the bad news. Wasn't so bad, but I got some really good news. The carports are coming. They're in process. We've got, we had to stop the process because of the change in ownership, surprise. But we are back in motion with getting all the permits again and moving forward with the carports. So that is coming soon to Pelican Marsh near you. Once we have that timeline, we will let you know, and we will be having our meetings just like we did with the roof project. We'll have meetings individually with each building, let you know what's going on, when you'll need to move your cars, when you can move them back. We'll walk through all of that together. We'll hold each other's hand through the process. We did a great job with the roof project, and we can do it again with the carports, okay? So more to come on that. This what I'm most excited about, because with our last ownership group, it was always, don't even bring it up, right? Well, this was one of the first things Allie brought up on a call when we got to talk about CapEx. So, it is currently under review. We are having to figure out a few things because A, to have a generator for the clubhouse, I primarily definitely need it for the kitchen, number one. Because when I first came here, we went through those 2 hurricanes together with no kitchen. Whew, that was rough. So we don't want to do that again. So we definitely want to try to get it for the kitchen. I don't know where we're going to be able to place it. There's a lot of things that have to go into figuring that out still. If we can get it for the whole clubhouse to help with the AC and to help with, the power and having that and being that extra resource, we absolutely want to do that. But there's a lot of logistics that go into it, so there's more to come, but it absolutely is being reviewed. They've had our capital partners have a vendor that they're working with to send down here to look at our current situation and see where we can take it from there. But it's under review, which is way better than off the table altogether. That's right. So Jim, you want to come up? We'll switch places here because there's a few more updates CapEx wise that Jim's going to help explain some of the details. Thank you. So a few other things that we're having help with the kitchen. The walk-in freezer and cooler is original from year 2000. So it definitely needs an overhaul. So that's happening along with, we have a walk-in reach-in cooler in the front for the servers. Definitely needs to be replaced. We're also going to be doing some ceiling tiles and kitchen flooring. So basically our kitchen is going to be getting a lot of new equipment that it needs. And then I did request, this was an add-on request, we'll keep our fingers and toes crossed because our menu covers look pitiful, and placemats, and of course chinaware, kind of having something that all matches would be nice, but we'll see. But definitely we are working on this. This too will be a process. We will keep you informed. It's going to be more impactful for operations, but we'll have to have a semi here to hold and keep things cold because we won't have use of our freezer cooler. So it's a whole process, but it is something that can be done. Jim's done it. I've done it in the past. It will be managed, but it will be a little bit of a process once they get that moving. But we've already had vendors here looking into that for us too. Some other things that we're going to be doing is relocating the dog park and giving it a little facelift. It's not safe where it's at, and we want to relocate it. And also add a nice little paved walkway so that it's a little safer too. So more to come with that dog park. We have 4 elevators that have went through modernization. We have 4 more to go, and the capital partners have approved for that to happen. We do have the pendant system that everybody has campus-wide. We have to get that replaced. The whole system has to be replaced and upgraded. So we are currently vetting out vendors for that. But that will be a whole upgrade campus-wide. Fire panels. So we did upgrade our fire panel and assisted living last year. Now we need to do IL, all of the IL building fire panels. So that's going to be a priority in coming as well. I want Jim to kind of explain the doors. We heard you, absolutely. I never understood why this door was never more accessible. So I'm going to have Jim kind of explain what we're talking to the vendors about and what this request means when it comes to the storefront ADA doors.
Hi, everybody. We didn't get shot yet.
I know.
So the back door leading out to the backside behind Building 7, that's going to get a new opener altogether and then sensors on the inside so you don't have to push the button. It'll sense you and then open up. On the outside, we're going to add a second column button to the left, if you will, as you're coming in. So there's buttons on both sides of the door so that you don't have to walk across to hit the button if you're coming in from the left side. So there's an upgrade on that. The rear door, going out by the beauty salon straight ahead, that's an assist door right now. We're gonna make that, censored push button. The back door coming into the dining room, one of those doors is gonna be automated. There's a double door there, we're gonna automate one of those doors so that you can hit a button or it'll be on a sensor, one or the other. So that'll be a little bit easier to get in and out. And we're trying to figure out a good way,
Try that, or just keep it closer to you.
we're trying to figure out a good way to, put sensors on the front door of the lobby so we don't have to always hit the two buttons on the inside and the outside. So that's all under, not under review, we've bid all of that out, so we're just waiting to get those bids back to start those projects.
All right, and we actually just had this vendor here today. You wanna talk about that, Jim?
Exterior painting, that's something that's on the table too for this year. Exterior painting along with patios too inside. Repainting the walls on the patios inside and then stucco repair too, both inside and out.
And the woodpecker repair. I hope they do something. We'll see. We told them, help us with the woodpecker holes. We'll see. They'll get repaired, but we hope they do something more so these woodpeckers don't keep hurting our building. The striping and seal coat?
Striping and seal coat, that's gonna happen that'll happen after we do the carports. Carports will be first, we're gonna chew things up and then when the carports are done, then we'll be doing the sealing striping and new curb stops too. Replacing cabana tents, that's been sent, that's something that's been approved too. We've sent that to our design team. Ally and I are not allowed to do that. So it has to go to the design team so they can pick out the colors and the style. And then, so we're just waiting on pricing and invoicing for that. And sidewalk replacement, so that's, we're waiting on our proposals for that too. That's all been bid out. So we're gonna add some sidewalks on some of the buildings that do not have sidewalks going out to stairway doors. That's part of the code requirement. There has to be a solid sidewalk so that you can get wheelchairs up and down. So that's part of that. And then there's some replacement sidewalk that we're gonna do here and there throughout the community, which we do every year.
And then, so on the spreadsheet of approval, they put the cabana tents, but I'm hoping we're gonna get cushions too. I did ask for that, but they don't have that writing in there. So we'll see. If we don't get it this year, I'll keep asking for it the next year. But definitely, we are gonna get the new tents at least. And then we're gonna get the gazebo replaced. So that's in queue. So I do wanna just say that, not all of this is gonna get done by the end of the year. The